I was wondering, where do you draw the line between like fine to have more of or not fine to have more of, then like the evolutionary baseline intake. What I mean by this is like, are there like things that are fine to have more of than like our evolutionary usual dose? For example, the main example, the simple example is sugar. Okay, like sugar is not something we had a lot of in the past. You know, in the evolutionary days and in like caveman days, like even later, before like the industrial revolution, we didn't have that much sugar. Is it fine to have it, even though like we didn't have much? Or another example is um, I don't know, water. Water. Like, is it fine to have like obviously like water is something they all encourage to have. You should drink at least this much a day, and I mean, it makes sense because water is healthy. But yeah, I mean, we didn't always have water. You know, we sometimes like were thirsty, like we didn't have water. So I'm wondering, like, should we do the same thing? Because at the end of the day, like, we evolved to like live in that conditions, like to live in that hunger and thirst state, to live in that like cold. Okay, even though we like warmth, we know that cold is has a lot of benefits. And even though like code is not something we like, it is something that benefits us because this is something that we have evolved to. We didn't have like always warm environments and warm houses, so like it makes sense that it's not that is like healthy for us because we evolved to that inputs and all that stuff. So I was wondering, what are the things? Because I mean, there are surely things that are otherwise we would be living in the fucking in the fucking in the middle of the forest, and that would not be healthy. Obviously, like medicine, for example, medicine is very useful. Even though like some people may argue that you know uh, this over attention on like not getting sick is kind of damaging because you don't develop a like very good immune system because you don't like get those weak sickness and colds, you don't like develop a strong immune system. That makes sense at the end of the day, but like should you, I mean, you should cure like heavy and dangerous diseases, okay? Otherwise you're fucked when you die. That makes sense. So I mean, medicine is very useful. It is not what we had in the past days, but it is still useful. T-shirts are great. You can like cover yourself, protect yourself from whatever kind of stuff there is outside. Maybe the cold, the excessive cold, the not being naked. They're very cheap to produce. They're great. Helmets are great. I mean, helmets are a solution to a modern day problem, so it kind of not a best example for this case. But like in general, like safety precautions, they're great. Um, Let me think. Freezers, bro. Like freezing food is very useful. We didn't have that back in the days. We had like uh, to pickle the things. And someone may say, "Oh yes, but that was good because when you had something in a brine, you got more salt, and we need salt. And today we are not getting enough salt." Or someone may say, "Oh, we are getting too much salt. We have to lower the salt content." But the other guy said, "Yeah, but we evolved to eating a lot of salt, so we should keep the same level of salt." And even salt, like all of these things. I mean, I think freezers are great. They allows you to like preserve food for a long time. And yeah, I'm trying to understand where is the line between like safe and not safe. Because I am of the opinion that cosmetics, like modern day cosmetics, are absolutely not necessary. Okay, unless obviously you want to trade a bit of your health for like I don't know, like not sweating. For you, fortunately I do not sweat a lot. I know people that sweat a lot, and maybe for them it's like actually worth it to damage their health and their hormonal health and their skin health to like have a this like commodity of not sweating. I don't think that's worth it. Like for me, it's not worth it. But like there are things that should not really be done, and In the case of like cosmetic companies and shampoo and all this industry, they absolutely are abusing this factor. Like we don't need all of that stuff, and they are profiting off of like, basically like good marketing and false promises. So yeah, I think like if you want, I think you should think about this stuff. Like, what are the things we have? The example is the same. What are the things that are fine to have more, like that are fine to have more of than our evolutionary usual dose? So I don't know. Maybe we should have more meat because we ate more proteins back in the days. Not saying we were carnivores, because we also had like, we ate anything we had, okay, at our disposal. But it is also true that you know um, maybe we didn't consume as much carbs as we do today. I don't think it is a problem though. It is like I don't think that is like a major problem because we have like enzymes that like digest carbs. We evolved. Okay, we are like maybe not the optimal thing to do, but like long term, I think eating vegetables and having a lower, you know, salt intake maybe like benefits you in the long term. But like in this exact moment, I'll be honest, I think that if you adopt a more like a more, I'm not gonna say carnivore because I think carnivore is fine. Okay, I don't think that is bad. It's like to be hated. I think like vegan is worse. Okay, carnivore is fine. It's just not something you have to stick to. Like it's not the mandatory if you want to like have a good life. You can still have fruits and even pasta some like times to times, as long as it's not like fucked up pasta with like strange ingredients. And I'm Italian, so I cannot like really deny my my culture. And I have pizza sometimes, like not often. I've been like off processed foods and carbs for um, months now, and I've just got back into like there is no strict law, or like there is no strict rule, to be honest. Not don't confuse me. I do not eat sugar. I never eat any sweets or any of that shit, because I think maybe someone will think I'm crazy and I should like I'm too extreme. I should have some ice cream once in a while. I do not think that's like the case. Um, I'm really like extreme on my diet. At least I was, because now I'm focusing on another thing, which is not diet and health. I'm focusing more on a business now. But yeah, basically, everybody calls me like crazy, and because I am very extreme with my food choices, and I do not eat that, I do not eat that, and to be honest, I think that is not bad. Okay, some people may call this a eating disorder, but I think that eating healthy and choosing to eat healthy is not an eating disorder. The opposite is the eating disorder.